born in, tell us that you were born, tell us a bit about your family. And
I was born June 21st, 1921, in Glen Ellen, Illinois. My father was an attorney. My mother was a musician. Had one older brother. He's now deceased. And brought up and raised in the house by the high school, which is an ideal place for a kid to grow up, because we had the lake in back of us, we had the football field in back of us, we had a baseball field in the front of us, we had a big hill to ski and sled. And Glen Ellen was a beautiful town then, and is still now, but it was smaller then. We knew more people, and it was just a very, very friendly town. My father was a city attorney for a couple of years. My mother was president of the Women's Club for several years, choir director for many years at the St. Mark's Episcopal Church, and both of them very active in civic functions such as circuses and so forth to raise money during the Depression years for the schools. I was active throughout school in acting and so forth, singing. I played the violin. I studied violin for 6 years. Played football, not well, but well enough.
And you were on the varsity team?
Finally in the last year, yes. Mm-hmm.
What position did you play?
Tackle guard. Is what we offense one time, then defense.
Tell us about the friendships that you had in high school.
The friendships I had in high school were, most of them started in junior high. That's when I met Joe Hancock, who had been going to the Catholic school, and Jim Morrow, who had been going to a school in Downers Grove, had moved to Glen Ellen, and Keith Kramer, he was at Hawthorne School. No, I'll take that back. He was at Main Street. I was at Hawthorne. And we had, not a clique, but we had a bunch of us that were very, very close, do things all the time together, date together, have overnights and so on, go swimming together, play golf. And they were all active in the same things that I was active in, sports and so on.
Tell us about the use of the lake.
I think that's one of the reasons my parents moved to Glen Ellen or lived in Glen Ellen, was because the lake hasn't changed too much throughout the years, and it was always good for skating. You couldn't swim in it, but it was a beautiful lake. You go looking for frogs, snakes, and so forth. We were always the first ones on the ice, along with the Boardmans, Binghams, Burks, all these people who lived around the lake were down there as soon as we could get on there with our skates, and usually the last ones off.
Okay, we're back on.
Okay, so we were skating. We lived on a hill, so we were able to ski and sled down it, and the hill around the high school was ideal for sleds. We'd pack it down and ice it so we could get a good speed up. In those days, we were also able to flip rides on cars during the snow and let them drag us around town or in the country, and then
you were on
the bumpers.
You were on skis?
No, on the sleds.
On the sleds?
Yeah.
Nice, dangerous thing to do.
Oh yeah. Well, cars didn't go that fast. And as I said, we had toboggan rides down Hawthorne Hill in Glen Ellen with my friends.
Yeah. Let's go to your family. Did the Depression affect your family in any way?
Oh, we had to cut back. I think everybody had to cut. Most people had to cut back. Yes. And Dad being an attorney, or dependent on fees, and there's a lot of, in those days, barter and exchange. So you might, for example, we got a pool table as a fee one time. We got a big record player from somebody else. Every now and then he'd endear himself to my mother by bringing home, for example, 2 geese, live geese, which mother had to kill. So again, no, you had to adjust. We weren't wanting, but we still put our own rubber soles on the shoes. We got the soles down at 5 and 10 Woolworth, put them on with glue, cemented them on, and being the younger brother, of course, I got my older brother's hand-me-down, so.
Did you feel that the town of Glen Ellen was supportive during the Depression?
Oh yeah, they always had something going on for the community. Again, I mentioned these circuses where all the PTAs would get together and have this big circus. We had a magician, a professional magician. We had ringmasters and clowns and things that didn't cost too much money but provided entertainment.